All right, everybody, welcome back in. This is another Stormgate cast, and yet again, this is going to be coming from the new patch 0.4.0. And this is going to be a game featuring my buddy and pal. This is Aureil. There we go. Aureil. There we go. And his opponent in this match, once again, this is going to be Dre in the Blue Infernal, aka Andreas, I think. I think it's Andreas. Okay, I want to watch this here because I saw this in the last game. I thought it might have been farm first. But watch the speed here. Once the shroud comes up, is it building faster? I think it is. I think it's building faster. Which means all of a sudden we got a cool little trick you can do as an expansion. You can go and put your farm down here. So thank you, Andreas, for once again teaching us something interesting and new. At least teaching me. I know some of you might be out there experimenting on the ladder, and you may come up with some of these tricks yourself. I do notice one of my pals, Dutchy, did something similar with a proxy vault. To get some mags out, and then he said the mags could eat the fellhogs too, so it was an added bonus. So if you're out there and experimenting with these new builds, please tell me some of the cool little tricks you've got too, and maybe we can share those out and advance the meta. Of course, maybe you just want to keep it to yourself so you can farm some MMR out there on the ladder. That's one of the fun things about having a game in the current state, is the meta has not settled yet, which means people are doing whatever the heck they want, not really sure what, and they're trying stuff out, and you can do the same because, none of us know the meta. And sometimes you get something that works really well, and it might be because you've discovered some new meta, or it might just be because your opponent had no idea what they were doing and they were trying something new, and you just got lucky. And I think that that sort of variety that you get there is super cool at this stage of the game. But right now we've got, actually, what's this, 3 brutes and 6 gaunts. I love how the gaunts kind of look like dryads right there. Dryads are one of my favorite units in Warcraft 3, at least for the Night Elf faction. I just think they look cool. And so the gaunts, I do really like the new gaunts. I mentioned in that last game that telling these units apart is a little bit hard. Perhaps if the brutes were just a little darker and the gaunts were a little lighter, to give a little contrast. And I know for sure Frost Giant's going to be, like, when they're marching differently in different packs there, they're easier to tell. But yeah, Frost Giant's going to keep their eye on that and definitely make little improvements. And of course, these upgrades are way better already. Oh no. Morph Core gets caught out on the map. Is it going to go down? It's kind of tanky there, but no, it does get caught out. The Argents. Looks like Aureil's, I've been focused on Andreas here, but looks like Aureil's going Argents, and he's got double arc ship. And I was chatting with him on stream the other day because he said this is his new build. In fact, I should have checked it out. I think he may have went arc ship first, and he said you need the extra arc ship right away for more morph cores. That's Aureil's take. And again, he tends to be a macro player. Going to chase away this little strike force here. So I do trust him a lot when he makes comments about what the fastest builds are, or what the fastest economy is. That's the kind of stuff he optimizes usually pretty early. And now he's chasing these units back, and the gaunts are going down. Remember, gaunts got a decrease in their health. A single Hellborn shows up. We got the Shroud. Now remember, the Shroud is no longer needed for Plague Axes. Plague Axes are not a thing. But the Shroud does give them the health regen. And now that we have full-on health regen for infernal units, well, on Shroud at least, we now do have a true healing power for Infernal that we did not have before, and I think it might work for buildings too. I'm not 100% sure on that. Oh wow, there's a little ninja base here I didn't notice. Guardian Nexus getting summoned? That's really strange. It either got cancelled or I think it got killed actually. Kree and Argents, but Argents got caught in a Nightfall infestation. And it looks like Andreas is going to be forced to fight here as the Celestial units are quicker. And the Kree, good micro from Aureil, the Kree getting back on the Gaunts, and this force getting taken out almost completely. One Magmadon there. No one wants to fight the Mag. He's like, please, fight me. Another Mag shows up. As another Mag. But one Mag going down, and the Skull Squisher gets aggroed and takes a couple punches on Argents, but then goes back to napping. Magmadon's getting on top of the Argents. That's kind of where they want to be, but that means the Kree are on top of the Gaunts, and a lot of Gaunts went down, but finally the reinforcement advantage is in Andreas's favor, and Aureil has to retreat back. Aureil getting some good army damage there while chasing Andreas back, but maybe giving up that advantage while he pushed down into a lot of reinforcements. So Andreas, with his little Magmadon-led force here, we got Mags that can do their little stun now, but the Brutes can also do their stun. Assuming they're upgraded. No upgrades on the Brutes. No upgrades on the Mags either. But look at this expansion pattern. We got another, and look, farms everywhere. Andreas does the farm build. We do have the Hellforge out, and we have the Brute charge, which is called Infernal Fury. Infernals. We're the Infernals. The Infernal Fury and the Fiend Explosion. I have to log those ones, put them in my mind. So, back to creeping out this health camp. We got Hellborns added and a Weaver. All the Magmadons trampled. And Aureil's got sticking to Kree Argent, at least here. We do have his signature Legion Hall out. And is that... Oh, that's a Morph Core over here. We have our Ascension Matrix just finishing up. And we're on our Fortress, so... I imagine Archangels are coming out, but I don't see any yet. And Andreas's force is looking pretty nasty. He's got a 60 supply lead, roughly. And he's out on the map trying to wreak some havoc. Takes out that array. And it looks like he's just going around looking for bases. He can't find this one because it's up on the island. The Weaver will be able to see it. Yeah, so the Weaver catches it. And that means the Hellborn can rain down their basketballs of Infernal Fury. Oh wait, that's the Brutes. And bye-bye to that. But the two Prisms get to go fly by. Where are they going to go? They're scouting Prisms. And this array is already picked up and moved away to avoid the harass. And Andreas is taking the Vision Tower, and this might be a final push coming up. We have Aureil readied over here near his natural. Single tree gets out and gets lashed in. Another one. Are these on auto lash? Possibly. Sovereign's Watch on the Creation Chamber. But Andreas moving back. We've got a couple gaunts here. Those are just making sure there's nothing going on. And then what's over here? Oh, he sent some of his units over here. Oh, it's because he had imps. Imps came to try and take a base here, but the Starvan's Watch killed them. And now we're getting a battle in the middle of the map. We do have a couple Archangels out, but the Hellborn are... Remember, they've changed to single target Hellborn, so there's no longer any of that big cone of splash damage. So I wonder if going that mass Hellborn route is still effective. We're seeing a lot of Hellborn here out of Andreas. I want to say like 9 or 10 here. Although his army is at a 250 supply. And so far he's just been using this as like a contain. And finally Aureil coming out with his Archangel saying, I'm not going to let you just sit out here the whole time. Archangels above just tanking for now, getting some Scorched Earth Meteor Strikes down. So much going on there, hard to see, but the Archangels get taken out. It looks like Magmadon's on the front line doing a pretty good job too, but they're getting low and they get taken out. Hellborn hoping to get some damage on that one last Archangel. It's gone, and it's just the remnants of these two armies. They kind of smashed into each other and completely annihilated one another. But it looks like it's the remnants of Dre's army that's going to win here. Kree rolling in, but they're not going to be able to do much. They get on top of some gaunts and get a few last kills before they get taken out too. Magmadon, a couple new reinforcement Magmadons and gaunts show up. And that's GG from Aureil.